Hong Kong. It's famous for its shopping, nightlife, incredible food, bustling streets, busy harbour, and magnificent skyline. But it's also famous for something else.
He's a length in front of him there on the right. Flying rope through on the inside. Judy Goring's there for third with Scarlett.
Horse racing. Hong Kong has a long and proud history when it comes to this sport. And the people here absolutely love it. In this episode of Racing Dreams, we are giving you exclusive access to the Hong Kong Jockey Club. In many ways, the heartbeat of this city. Join us as we visit the famous racing destinations of Happy Valley and Sha Tin. And we meet the Aussie jockeys, trainers and officials who are making it big in one of the most competitive racing jurisdictions on the planet.
So saddle up as we take you on a magical journey to one of the most exciting sporting destinations anywhere in the world. Welcome to Racing Dreams Hong Kong.
Thinks he's Tom Brady.
So this is a long way from Mumblegum, near Lismore, where you grew up on a farm, isn't it?
It is, yeah. It's a little bit different. There are a few more buildings around here. I remember going to school and I think the total pupil number in the whole school was about 54. So there's a few more people walking around here.
Did you dream of becoming a jockey?
I've got early photos of myself on the back of a horse when I'm a baby. Just laying in the swale of its back, being led around the farm. You know, to be honest, I didn't have much to do with horses when I was younger, but I always wanted to go to my friends' houses when they had horses, and I just had a bug for them. Once I decided to be a jockey when I was 14 and a half, I was 20-something kilos, so I was tiny. It was a good fit. I was a natural athlete. I was small and I loved horses. I then had to learn how to ride, so I went to a fella in Woolgoolga by the name of Jeff, and he taught me how to ride on an Arab up in the hills with in between the bananas. So a flighty Arab taught me to hang on and stay on, and from there we progressed on to the thoroughbreds, and it's been a dream ever since, but I never thought I'd end up here.
It is a remarkable jurisdiction. Hong Kong Jockey Club, arguably the biggest sports organisation in the world. And Zach, you become the king here. You've broken all the records. 17 and a half years.
Yeah, it's been great. I come here thinking I was only going to stay the initial 6 months of my contract. Even though it was hard early, it was very testing and it was very hard to get opportunities, but there was something about Hong Kong that we loved.
Burton pushes the button now. He has an accelerator.
At that time, we didn't have anything tying us to Australia. We'd just stick it out, and you know, sooner or later I got more opportunities and had a little bit more success, and here I am all this time later. We've got to be ambitious, right? Having had a really good time, so we're lucky we stayed, and it's been great to us. I've really enjoyed it.
It's Burton in front with view of the world. Zach Burton, a 7-time champion, a legend, and now the king rewrites the record books here in Hong Kong. It's 1814 history at Happy Valley.
What was it like when you broke the record to become the winningest jockey in Hong Kong?
Yeah, it was very satisfying. It was something that I wasn't stressed about or worried about. To be honest, I never thought I was going to get there because I thought I was going to retire and leave and go, but once we made the decision to stay, then it became a reality, and of course I was getting closer and closer all the time, and it was really touching and nice that the club did what they did, where they had the bell and we were able to ring the bell every time I rode a winner, counting down to the record. It was good to have the kids here and they enjoyed ringing the bell as well. So everyone got their turn. And then Douglas White rung it for the final time when I equalled his record.
How does it feel now that Zach has drawn equal to a record that you set a few years ago now?
If there's anybody better to do it, it would be Zach. He's one of the best riders that's been around, and he deserves it. He turns up day in and day out, and that's not easy for any sportsman to do. That's what makes champions, and that's what makes you successful.
To break the record at Happy Valley, I think, was fitting as well, because I rode my first winner at Happy Valley at my second meeting in Hong Kong. And then when I was looking back at the vision that they'd put together of all the success I've had and the winners I've ridden, I thought it was nice that I was able to sort of complete part of the journey.
You've had so many wonderful winners, so for me to try and pinpoint which one was the best would be difficult. In your eyes, though, there must be races and wins that stand out for you.
Sure, there are a few along the way. Little Bridge was the one that sort of started it off for me here in Hong Kong. He was a horse I got on as an unraced horse and won his first 7 races on him, and that culminated on us winning at Royal Ascot in front of the Queen.
It's Little Bridge for Hong Kong, who leads the King's Stand from bated breath. Soul Power trying to come home strongly for Ireland, but driven out towards the line. It's Little Bridge for Zach Burton. It's going to win for Danny Shum, the King's Stand for Hong Kong.
Off the back of that, I got onto Ambitious Dragon and then won my first international race.
Glorious Days being tackled by Ambitious Dragon, and the horse of the year, Ambitious Dragon, passed all the vet tests to run, and Ambitious Dragon wins it for Zach Burton.
And then from that, you know, we've had Beauty Generation. He was the first horse to win 8 races in a season, go through undefeated, horse of the year. There's been Military Attack, there's been Exultant, there's been Aero Velocity, who's taken me around the world, winning in Japan and Singapore as well.
Aero Velocity jumping out of the ground. Aero Velocity goes to Sun Moon. Hong Kong gets up and wins.
And now we have Car Ying Rising, which hopefully might be the best of all of them.
Car Ying Rising is 5 in front of Lucky With You and Helios Express. He's being eased down. Bring on the world next month. He's ready to take you on.
Almost the favourite for the Everest already.
Yeah, well, he is the favourite. And, you know, a few of the horses that raced in it last year have been retired, so it looks like it's a good time for us to go down.
And finally, back at Sha Tin, end of April, Champions Day. It's a cracking day, isn't it? 3 Group 1s.
The FWD Champions Mile, they're ready. Golden 60, the favourite, they're racing.
Well, this is business. Sundays at Sha Tin is business. This is where all our biggest races are run.
Zach Burton's going to do it again. Beauty Eternal gets his moment of glory.
This is where the biggest prize money is. This is where the international horses from around the world come to race. It's our second biggest meeting of the year. We have the international meeting in December where we have the 4 Group 1 races, and in April we have 3 Group 1 races. And you know, the same group of horses come back. They're hard races to win. I've been lucky to win all of them. I'll be trying to win them again.
One of the things you must do when in Hong Kong is take a trip on the Aqua Luna, a traditional Chinese junk boat which sails Victoria Harbour. It's a great way to experience the views and to sample some of the city's famous dim sum.
Well, here we are on the Aqua Luna, and I love this, the boat and the food, the dim sum, and I'm with Sophia Sheck, Hong Kong specialist. How are you?
Good, thank you.
Great to have you on the program. Now, this looks fantastic. And what do we have here? First off, dim sum is what this is called.
Yeah, dim sum is kind of like Chinese tapas, and so everything in a little bit. So there's some savory and some sweet. So yeah, it's a good way to start your day.
I'm sure people at home are looking at this, getting hungry. Take us through what we've got.
Okay, so over here we have pa dao. It's a shrimp offals prawn dumpling. This is siu mai. This is a beetroot dumpling, a special. This one's the red one. This is a spinach dumpling. And this is the mushroom bun.
They love it. It looks completely like a mushroom.
This is like a natural mushroom, which is really cool. Here, this is a crab spring roll. And this is a wagyu beef pot. And this is a mini egg tart.
So that's dessert.
That's dessert. That's the dessert there.
I'm getting hungry looking at it. There was something you can only eat it at night time.
So actually, it's considered a morning thing. But people love it so much. We have it morning, afternoons, and in the evenings.
We have it anytime you want. Where are you going to start, Sophia? Where are you going to start?
I'm going to start with this week.
Okay, well, you go in. You go in, then I'll follow up.
I'm just the biggest playing at hand.
I'm a massive sumo fan.
So,
great to see you.
Cheers.
Cheers, Ting. Very good.
Well, there it is, the Hong Kong skyline on a glorious afternoon on the harbour. And it's really interesting just having a look at the history of these Chinese junk boats that we're on today. For hundreds of years, they were the most seaworthy vessel of all nations. And when you think of the way that they are built in watertight compartments, so if one part of the boat flooded, it could still float because of the way it was built. Amazing. Today, thankfully, the only flooding we've had is with dim sum, so I better keep walking. Now this is living Hong Kong style. Looking at this side of the Kowloon side and of course Hong Kong Island behind us, that Star Ferry, very famous way of getting across from one side to the other. It's just magical. When a 15-year-old Mark Newnham asked his dad John and his mum Joan if he could leave school at Holy Cross Ride, understandably they were apprehensive. He wanted to be a horseman, but little could they have known where the journey would take him over the next 40 years. Of course, a wonderful jockey in Sydney, a Group 1 trainer, and here he is now, a Group 1 winning trainer in this colossal racing jurisdiction of Hong Kong. So Mark, we've really found our way inside the world that you live. So this is what happens every day. Tell me more.
Yeah, well, I mean, we live just, stone's throw there from the winning post. And, each morning I just head down to work at the stable and each afternoon the same. We've got a good little routine. It's like having a home game every Sunday.
And Ralph is a mainstay?
Yeah, Ralph's very popular amongst the locals here because quite often they'll see me walking the track before the first and I take Ralph with me. He tests the ground for me.
Well, he's got a life of his own now. Is it your PA or one of your staff members has an Instagram page for Ralph and he gives out some tips? Is that right?
Yeah, I haven't caught up with that, but he does apparently. He's more technically advanced than I am because I'm not on Instagram, but Ralph is.
How would you sum up the nearly 2 years, so June will mark 2 years, that you and Donna have come over here to follow this big adventure, really?
Yeah, and that's what it is. To me, it's a great opportunity we've been given by the Jockey Club. Not many people get the opportunity to, go and live and work in another country. And the opportunity to train here, for me, it's the ultimate in racing. I like the system here where I can be purely a horse trainer and not have to worry about running a business as such. All that is taken care of by the Jockey Club. So, you know, my job here is to train horses, introduce new owners, bring in horses into the system, and it's just really well run.
My Wishes run to them at the 200-metre mark and put a length over Lucy in the Sky. Out wider is Fast at work around packing Hermod. It is My Wish in front. Devano screeching up the inside. My Wish is in front of Devano. My Wish for the Classic Mile.
What about that one moment so far, that wonderful moment here at Sha Tin? A lot of people in the stands, and My Wish got the Group 1. How did you feel?
Oh, look, I get more excited here winning a race and any race, but to win one of the big ones here, I was surprised how pumped I was with that, and you can see in some of the vision, which usually I think I can hold it together pretty well, but when you've got 60 or 80,000 behind you all cheering, and I come out the front to watch the races and watch them live. I don't stay inside and watch them on the TV, so you're fairly well exposed, but I like the energy of it.
And that's why I love the name of our show so much, Racing Dreams, because that is a racing dream come true. It was the moment you felt like, hey, I've arrived.
Yeah, I mean, things can change quickly in Hong Kong. But look, it's sort of put us on a path that hopefully we can maintain that.
Well, there it is, the Ding Ding tram to Happy Valley, and we are on one right at the moment. When you think of Hong Kong, population around 7.5 million people on 1,100 square metres of land, it's one of the most densely populated cities in the world. So they rely heavily on public transport, and it's outstanding when you think about the buses, the MTR, which is very similar to the metro or the subway in the United Kingdom. They're not that dissimilar to what you get in Melbourne with the tram system.
Racing Dreams Hong Kong is brought to you by the Hong Kong Jockey Club.
Well, here we are, an absolute sea of people, the bustling promenade of Hong Kong, people from all around the world. And when you think of horse racing, very few people have travelled as much as former jockey Glenn Schofield. He was born in the United Kingdom, moved to South Africa as a young boy, grew up there, learnt to ride there, and eventually settled in Australia. But a big part of his story was written right here in Hong Kong. He came on a 3-month contract and he lasted for 4 years. Glenn, racing in Hong Kong, what does that evoke in you when I say that?
For me, coming out of South Africa, it was my first sort of foray into sort of international racing. And there were a lot of South African jockeys that had preceded me, of course. There was Dougie White, Basil Marcus, that had done extremely well. So to go there and occupy the same jockey room as those guys, it was fantastic. It was a big sort of step up in grade from racing that I was used to in South Africa. But what a place to ride. I mean, it really is awe-inspiring.
Everyone has their own memories of Happy Valley. It's extraordinary.
Happy Valley's unique, it's so unique. Always under lights. You've got all the buildings, all the skyscrapers around you, which creates its own atmosphere. The crowd's right on top of you as well. It's a big grandstand, it's always full. And there's a big party atmosphere as well at Happy Valley.
Because it's part of the culture, isn't it? They live and breathe.
Yeah, well, it's only sport, I think, really realistically in Hong Kong, and it's really well attended, and it's more than just a sport for them. I think it's their pastime. You can't really go anywhere without being recognised, and that's quite strange, not being able to be anonymous when you go around doing your thing.
What about Sha Tin?
Oh, Sha Tin's just a fantastic race course. I mean, it's purpose-built for great racing. The surface itself is, it's always true, it's always firm and fast. And again, you've got a really big grandstand that's pretty much full year-round. Two completely different tracks, but without doubt, they've got great atmospheres.
Were there one or two races that stood out for you? Any of the wins you had?
My first meeting there, I won the Chief Executives Cup, which was nice to get my nice big race on the under the belt.
Smart winner in front of me wins the cup.
Then of course I won the Queen Elizabeth for John Size and the chairman of the Turf Club, Ronnie Alcali.
River Dancer a wipeout wins it by 3/4.
Those were two really good highlights for me, especially when the QE2 for John, who was obviously, he was champion trainer all the time there, and to win that race for the chairman of the club as well was pretty special.
Well, just a short stroll from Happy Valley, we've made our way to Hong Kong cuisine, and look at this. Chef Silas, welcome to Racing Dreams Hong Kong. This, my friend, is a masterpiece.
Thank you for coming.
Oh, it's great to be here, and look, it's extraordinary to look at. I've got to start here because I said, what is this? And you said, it's crab in an egg. It looks a lot more extravagant than that.
This is actually it's a drunken flower crab dish. So first of all, we have the Japanese crab, and that's actually injected with a crab beef sauce in the inside. I'm actually putting a little bit of our homemade crab oil into the dish as well. So after you eat the baby crab, you can get your spoon and dig into the eggs, and it's got 3 different layers.
3 different layers. You can see the texture coming out there. It's amazing. That's extraordinary. And if you look around the table here,
that's a shrimp prawn dumplings, yeah.
And this one here?
That's a beef meatball, serving with a runny morale sauce.
That looks absolutely beautiful. And as we go around the table,
it's what we call siu mai. So it's a minced pork dumplings with shrimps as well.
Yeah, and a couple of your signature dishes. Well, I mean, they're all signature dishes, but the fish, this extraordinary looking fish.
It's a stir-fried sole fillet, serving with crispy shrimps.
We come across here.
This is one of our signature dishes, our crispy chicken, which you can see the skin is very, very crispy. It's very juicy on the inside as well.
There's such a unique mentality to what you're doing here. What made you create such wonderful food?
Well, basically, if you look at dish like these, the flavour, we try to keep it very traditional Chinese flavour. But the presentation, we tend to modernise it a little bit. I grew up in Michelin restaurants through my life. And then for the last 3 years, I decided I want to open a Chinese restaurant. But a little bit different, with a little bit of Western influence into it.
On the food is like, I can't help but eat something here because I did have one of these before. Explain this to us, because it's got the beautiful soft outside, the crunch, and then into the seafood.
That crunchiness, and that softness.
It's unbelievable.
Thank you. Basically, inside we've got some shrimps, and we use a crispy spring roll pastries to deep fry that first, and then we use it's what we call chao fan, which is a rice pastry. So we use the rice pastry to wrap the actual spring roll. So it's nice and soft on the outside and very crispy on the inside.
Yeah, feel the crunch. And finally, this is a masterpiece. Tell me what we have here.
Well, basically, this is actually a salt-baked chicken leg, stuffed with a foie gras on the inside. So let me crack that into...
Okay, so we've got the little mallet. Well, there it is, cracking open. So chicken.
Yeah, it's actually a chicken inside.
Wow. And then the scissors come out.
Yeah.
It's an art form, isn't it?
Thank you.
Is. And it adds to the whole experience, and I'm sure you have a message from customers coming back to you.
We do. We have a lot of people, saying, "Oh, the flavour is very traditional Chinese, but the presentation it's very modernised." So here's the actual chicken leg. It's so juicy, which you can see. That's the juice.
Well, I'm sure everyone watching Racing Dreams is getting very, very hungry looking at this, and if you could have smell-o-vision, you couldn't believe what's coming across. Silas, thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
And if you're in Happy Valley, it's a must. Just a short stroll from the racetrack. It's called Hong Kong Cuisine. Wow. Good to have you with us, Racing Dreams Hong Kong. It's a very pleasant afternoon, and when you think about horse racing and some of the real famous surnames, Hayes is one of them. David Hayes is based right here in Hong Kong. You look at his body of work, some of the horses, you could name so many, but Better Loosen Up, Jeune, the Melbourne Cup winner. But this spreader he has in Hong Kong right now, he thinks it could be the best of them all. K-Ying Rising. David Hayes, quite appropriate we're here right now because you've got a starter in the next at Happy Valley.
Yes, it's an exciting place to be.
What about K-Ying Rising on the subject of exciting? You've had some remarkable horses over the course of time. I've mentioned in the intro Better Loosen Up and Jeune as a Melbourne Cup winner. K-Ying Rising, a sprinter, but you've said possibly the best you've had?
I think he is. At the 10 race or 12, he's 10 for 12, 10 in a row. And at the 12 run mark, I've never had a horse can do the things he's doing.
K-Ying Rising is 5 in front of Lucky With You and Helios Express. He's being eased down. K-Ying Rising is in front of Helios Express. 1,400 metres. No worries. K-Ying Rising wins it.
And I still think there's a little bit of improvement left. So, yep, I'd put him on top.
What is it about him?
He's just very fast. He breaks track records, or nearly does.
They're racing.
With ease.
But K-Ying Rising, he's put a gap on them. Helios Express, how deep is your love? Zach salutes. That's rare. He eased him down.
And at this place, the tracks are fast, consistent.
K-Ying Rising shot past California Spangle. Beauty Waves, Lucky With You. Helios Express running on, but he just keeps rising, rising and rising. His name, K-Ying Rising. He won the Premier Bowl.
And times are relevant over years and years. And times don't lie here.
But it's K-Ying Rising. 2 overflying ace, and how deep is your love? And it's K-Ying Rising for the bars.
What about the magic of Hong Kong racing? I find myself using that word everywhere I go, every person I speak to. Every element of it has a certain depth to the storytelling.
I think in simple terms, we don't have Aussie rules, we don't have Test cricket, we don't have rugby league. And this is the number one sport. Simply, that's probably the best way to put it.
What about Happy Valley? How do you give a snapshot to what it's like? Wednesday night, there's 15,000 people here.
Yeah, look, it's a sellout every Wednesday. The length of the straight is covered by 8-storey grandstands, and all the restaurants are full, so it's a happening place. And
Derby Day on Sunday, Rubulot is the favourite, but that's the horse race that owners want to win.
Without a doubt, it's the race they like to win. Internationals are great on the world stage, probably the one I'd rather win. but the Derby is the big local race, and they'll have a capacity crowd and it'll be very exciting.
Thank you, David.
Thank you. Perfect timing.
Racing Dreams Hong Kong is brought to you by the Langham Hong Kong. Celebrate the everyday.
Great to have your company on Racing Dreams Hong Kong, and during our stay in this wonderful world-class city, we've had the opportunity to stay here. I caught up with Sharona from Langham Hotels to find out a little bit more about this wonderful place. So Sharona, the Langham Hong Kong, what sets it apart from the other hotels here?
Wow, that's quite a lot to talk about. Let me start with the location. I think we have a very unique location right here in the heart of Tsim Sha Tsui. We are 2 minutes walk away from the Champs-Élysées of Hong Kong. With a huge shopping mall featuring all the brands that you know and you can wish for in the world. And right next to it is the ferry terminal, which takes you across to Hong Kong in the most enchanting way.
It's extraordinary, isn't it? And the Star Ferry, I came here in 1992, so it was a long time ago. And the Star Ferry's been going since 1871, but it's the most efficient way to move around from Kowloon to Hong Kong Island. Absolutely. And it really is just a few steps.
Exactly, 2 minutes walk, and a very beautiful walk. So that's the first part. The location, I think, is unparalleled. Yeah, it's the best you can get in Hong Kong. And the second thing is, of course, the British heritage, which then is reflected in the ambience and the look and feel of the hotel. So when you enter the hotel, Tim, how did you feel?
I felt like walking into a Langham Hotel, and I think that is the magic of Langham Hotels, because if you're in Melbourne, and I've been to the Langham in London many times, I've been to Langham in Sydney, all around the world, it has a class, it has a sense of magic to it.
Exactly. This is really rare now. I mean, with all the new builds, you get modernity, but with such classic opulence in the European style, right, it's a rare find in Hong Kong. So that is the arrival experience of a Langham guest. As you walk into our lobby, you see this beautiful golden dome that is actually hand-painted. That transcends you into that classic, timeless elegance. But what is really special is also the art collection. Because we have a huge art collection that is done by famed Chinese artists. And if you look around the hotel, I'm sure you can find one that you like. And that gives you a real sense of place. So although it's European elegance, you know that you are in Hong Kong because of all this beautiful Chinese art that is around you.
So it's going to come as a surprise, Sharona, but I like food. And the Langham has everything covered.
Of course, yes. So let me brag a little bit about the 3-star Michelin 10 court that we have. So we serve traditional, authentic Cantonese cuisine at 10 court, and we have been awarded 3-star Michelin for 10 consecutive years. Yeah, I know. If you're looking for traditional dim sum, handmade dim sum, or double-boiled Cantonese soup, this is really the place to be. If you think that's all we have, think again.
You're making me hungry.
Yeah, I know, right? For our guests who are looking for a more international spread and a more casual setting, we have the international buffet spread at the food gallery, which is located on the lobby floor. And then, because of our location, just walk out of the hotel and you find the local street delicacies everywhere around Tsim Sha Tsui. From the hawker style pastry like the egg tart to the cha tang with the local milk tea, beef brisket noodles, there's so much to offer just all across the street and just around us in the hotel within walking proximity. That's a wide variety.
So we're here for the horse racing with the Hong Kong Jockey Club, and that's at a whole new level. But there's so many other activities, isn't there? There's so many things all year round.
Absolutely. There are concerts and events and exhibitions, right? So no matter if you're here for business or you're here for leisure, attending an event or a show, there's always something for you at the Langham. We will take great care of your needs.
Yeah, the Hong Kong Sevens, the Live Golf, I love it all.
Absolutely. Do come to the Langham Hong Kong. We welcome you anytime.
Well, there it is, the iconic peak overlooking the beautiful city of Hong Kong. Well, Sam Clipperton, the jockey, packed a lot into his short career, including climbing Everest, racing's Everest at Royal Randwick, the richest race on turf. But as a young man, a lot of the skills that he learned along the way were right here, racing in Hong Kong. So in your words, racing in Hong Kong, you were there for 3 years.
Competitive, unique and competitive. I really enjoyed my time in Hong Kong. Wasn't there long, as I say, just under 3 years, but had some nice success. I was very young when I went. I was 22 when I left, and I would have loved to be where I am at now, at an age and professionally to go now, but when an opportunity arises to go ride in Hong Kong as a jockey, you can't say no. You're just not sure if that opportunity will ever come again. So, I had a good time. Rode some nice winners.
Well, tell us about a few of those winners.
A highlight of mine was winning on a horse called a Hot King Prawn. This was towards the end of my stint, and formed a really good relationship with John Sires, and he was a really good supporter of mine. And at the time, Hot King Prawn certainly didn't have the status that he eventually had, but he was a very promising up-and-coming young sprinter. And John put me on him one day. I think the race was called the Premier Bowl, which is a Group 2 lead up to the international sprint, and got the job done on him. So yeah, that was a highlight. I didn't break through at Group 1 level there, but I come close. In one season I had 4 Group 1 seconds. I think I won second at Beauty Generation twice, and I run second in the Hong Kong Sprint a couple of times.
What about Happy Valley? Extraordinary, isn't it, with the lights, at night, city?
Yeah, it certainly took me a bit of getting used to. Sort of, I love a track like Randwick here or Sha Tin for that matter. Big, open, roomy. Horses get their chance anywhere, and took me a little bit of time to break through at Happy Valley, but I broke through in the end and rode quite a few winners at Happy Valley, and yeah, so unique. It's
atmosphere.
The atmosphere. I mean, every Wednesday night they get minimum 15,000 people, so it's a strange concept. It's like 15,000 people is sort of one of our lead-up days to a big day. They get 15,000 people on every Wednesday night. Naturally, demographics of the city is totally different, but yeah, no, you got high-rise buildings on the outside fence of the 600-metre mark all the way, and all the way around. It's bizarre, but it's super old track too. I think it's been there since the 1840s and wouldn't have changed much at all either. I don't think, apart from the high-rise buildings. But there's quite a steep rise up the back straight, which you don't really see on TV until you're there and riding. It's quite a super steep rise, and very tight, very competitive, and certainly a buzz when you ride a winner there.
Sha Tin, many say, one of the most amazing race courses in the world.
Well, Sha Tin was my favourite. Yeah, I love riding at Sha Tin. So, it is one of the best tracks in the world. What's amazing there is the surface of the track. I remember, a few times, but on one particular time there was a big electrical storm roll through on a Sunday morning, right on race morning. I don't know how much rain they copped, but it was monsoonal rain for about 3 hours. Rain cleared at about 10 o'clock. First race at 12 o'clock, we're racing on a good 4. And blue sky was just unbelievable surface and yeah, world-class track.
Winfred has been CEO of the Hong Kong Jockey Club since 2007 and is the brainchild of what the club has become. I caught up with him to chat about the substantial Australian flavour in Hong Kong racing.
As a very proud Australian, you mentioned Hugh, you mentioned Zach, Brenton Abdullah, and then you look at the training ranks of David Hayes and Mark Newnham now going so successfully 2 years in, and you're inside your organisation, Mark Van Gestel, everywhere.
Yeah, if you see the most successful trainer in Hong Kong history is John Sykes. He's 12 times champion trainer, and in this competitive environment, it is an amazing achievement. And if you look now at the, call it knowledge transfer and capability building, we bring top-class international trainers to Hong Kong, and they train, their assistant trainers have become world-class trainers. So the competition of Hong Kong-based groom talent and international trainers is significant. So David Hayes, when he came back, I told David, the competition you face now is a different one than when you left. And after 1 year, he said, geez, it's true. And he had to reinvent himself to be really now back to the top. It is the most competitive place, and it comes to trainers, it comes to jockeys. It is, in the end, about performance.
And it's Ka Ying rising for the bars. And David Hayes has delivered over flying.
You have a global name, but you have to prove yourself back in Hong Kong. This is how we design the whole product, and this drives, in a way, our success.
And I speak for all Australians when I say it makes us all feel very, very proud, because we're a great sport-loving nation. We've come at a great time. We've come at a busy week, and it's a busy day for you and your team because we've got the barrier draw for the Derby. And that's the race that so many owners want to win, the Derby.
I think it is, if you look at the international races, are extremely important. But when it comes to a call face in Chinese, every owner in Hong Kong wants to win the Derby. It's once in a lifetime. And we, from a strategic perspective, we have even dialed up the position of the Derby with a prize money of 26 million Hong Kong dollars. And why? This is a key driver that owners buy horses, being it unraced horses, PPGs, or raced horses, PPs in Hong Kong, to drive the quality. This is strategically one of the key drivers who drives the world-class quality. And if you look at today's field, so we have 9 horses coming from Australia. We have 1 horse coming from New Zealand. We have 3 horses coming from England and Ireland. 1 horse on the reserve is from South Africa. And every owner who is not in the race is on the reserve list. He hopes that a horse gets scratched, which we don't hope. But it shows the really passion for owners to win the Derby.
And the beautiful relationship and the difference of Happy Valley into the majesty of Sha Tin. They're 2 iconically wonderful racetracks. Sha Tin on a Sunday.
I think if you look at, we will on Sunday, we have probably around 60,000 spectators here. This is the international stage. This is where the global best races are run. And I say the parade ring is something, again, which is unique in the world. When I came up with the idea to create this theater and with the roof, some people say, he's a little bit crazy. But now people appreciate you have to have a vision and you have to change paradigm to create an experience and to create a brand which is not only based on $1 and what I can get for it. In the end, we are in the entertainment business. And people who own horses, they want to be seen in the parade ring. They want to bring their friends. And this is the aspiration to be at Sha Tin, at the Derby, in the parade ring, have one of the horses. This emotional ambition drives the behavior to buy world-class horses.
And thankfully, we have people like you with your vision to bring it to life, Winfred. Finally, what's your message to Australians that haven't been to Hong Kong? Because the adventure is out there for them. The adventure is about to start.
I only can say that we delighted that the Hong Kong government in October has nominated racing as one of the key tourist attractions in Hong Kong. We have yesterday signed an agreement with the China Travel Group, which is the biggest travel agency in mainland China, to bring tourists to Hong Kong to witness the equine spectacle and the sport of horse racing. And Australians, as one of the most sports-loving nations, if you have not been to Happy Valley, especially when it comes to international or big races where you have something you should really aim for and put it in your bucket list. And I only say we would welcome all in our wonderful facilities with a great atmosphere. And we have in Happy Valley a beer garden.
Yes.
Therefore, multiple beers. So I think you will have really fun and entertainment. And you have to come to Hong Kong and witness, not only on TV, you have to witness it live and in color.
Absolutely. Racing dreams come true in Hong Kong. Winfred, thank you so much.
Pleasure. And we will do the magic when you come.
Racing Dreams Hong Kong is brought to you by the Hong Kong Tourism Board. Discover Hong Kong.
In Melbourne, it's the Melbourne Cup. In Sydney, it's the Everest. In Hong Kong, it's the Hong Kong Derby, here at Sha Tin.
The Hong Kong Derby really captures everyone in Hong Kong. It's the race that owners most want to win. It's an aspirational race, and I would say ultimately it's one of Hong Kong's most prestigious races.
While Sha Tin is home to elite racing all year long, for local owners, there's one day on the calendar that matters above all else, and this is it. Many hours and big dollars have gone into breeding, buying and training these equine athletes in the hope that their owners will lift the coveted cup. Some of the world's best jockeys have flown in from around the globe for one of the biggest days of racing in Hong Kong.
We see crowds of 80 and 90,000 for these major races, so the feeling of being at Sha Tin when it's full and humming is quite special.
It's the most fantastic theatre for racing. Very fair track, very few unlucky horses, and attracts the best riders in the world.
We've got 6 visiting international riders in the race. We've got horses from both hemispheres. We've got horses which started in Hong Kong as unraced horses, and then some of the better performed horses that had raced around the world.
Big racing in Hong Kong, that's what it is. Everybody comes out
And look, the atmosphere and the build-up to it's been like that for 3 months, really.
And as always, Aussies are up to their necks in the action. In 2024, champion jockey Zach Purton rode Massive Sovereign to a thrilling victory.
It's Car Ying Generation, Massive Sovereign, he's 2 lengths away. Car Ying Generation, Massive Sovereign, Galaxy Patch, Sovereign, Massive Sovereign, he wins it.
This year, injury has ruled Zach out and the field is wide open. Trainer David Hayes has teamed up with Brenton Avdulla for the ride on favourite Ruby Lot. Trainer Mark Newnham is right in the mix with My Wish. Hugh Bowman takes the ride on Low Rider. And Craig Williams has flown in to take the ride on Cap Ferrat. So the stage is set. Racing is obviously the centrepiece of a Sunday at Sha Tin, but there's so much more.
Hanan, so much of the magic of race day is wrapped up in the marketing, and we saw the singers. Tell us about that side of Sha Tin.
Well, as you know, Sha Tin is one of the most beautiful world-class racecourse, and what we wanted to do more in terms of strategy is how do we promote the racecourse as an entertainment destination, not only for racing enthusiasts but also for the entertainment enthusiasts. And actually in Australia you're doing that very well. Melbourne Cup, Everest is 2 great examples on how we transform the racecourse as an entertainment.
All clear from the back. Racing in the Derby.
Sha Tin racing in its purest form, and we are off in the Derby. What a remarkable place. Look at the crowd. Look at this. This is just absolutely extraordinary. 7 floors high. And there's Australians competing right at the top of their game.
Steps ahead, Stunning Peach and My Wish is last. Lowrider's had the best run in the lead in the Derby you'll ever see. He's 3/4 over California Totality. A rails run for Cap Ferrat. Beauty Alliance and now Packing Angel joins in. Lowrider leads, Cap Ferrat the inside, Packing Angel, and streaking down the outside is My Wish. Cap Ferrat, he's gone through on the inside. Packing Angel, My Wish, it's still Cap Ferrat. My Wish drives, what a finish. Cap Ferrat or My Wish, it's a photo finish in the Derby.
Oh, he's done it! He's done it! How good is that? This is Mark Newnham.
An incredible effort from Mark Newnham's My Wish to come from the back of the field and force a photo finish with Cap Ferrat, ridden by Craig Williams.
Oh, that is close. It might be Cap Ferrat. Nine wins it. Cap Ferrat has won the Derby for Craig Williams. Cap Ferrat, he's held off My Wish, who has come flying home.
Yeah, look, disappointing result, but I think, look, our fate was virtually sealed on Thursday at the barrier draw when he came up with 14. But look, we had a plan, everything went right in the plan except winning.
Finally, I know it's not a massive consolation, but it was an Australian winner. It's just a bit of a template of the success that Australians are having here.
Yeah, and look, the racing here is it's quite similar to in Australia. Like the tracks are similar, pace is generally strong. You know, so jockeys and trainers generally adapt quite quickly here. But look, it's stiff competition, it's hard to win, and it's even harder to win a Derby.
Craig Williams, one of the good guys. How happy are you? That is a racing dream, to come up here and win the Hong Kong Derby.
It certainly is. I spent 3 years of my early riding career
riding as a club jockey for that time, and I loved it. And to come out and win the Derby this year with Cap Ferrat, this was his first ever win. He's never won a race before, so he went out in style, and his maiden win was the Hong Kong Derby, so it's quite remarkable. The Hong Kong Jockey Club really know how to put on their racing events, and they make sure all the participants, all the people around the world, you know, want to be a part of their carnivals, their big race meetings.
Well, that was Racing Dreams Hong Kong, the majesty of Sha Tin on Derby Day, the race that all the owners want to win. Happy Valley in that breathtaking atmosphere on a Wednesday night with all the skyscrapers. People, Racing Dreams! The culture, the food. Wow. I hope you've enjoyed it as much as we have.